What does it mean to live a life of praise? Praise, simply defined, is an expression of warm approval or admiration. I like what UU minister Reverend Laurel Hallman says about praise. She says, praise comes from our hearts, not because we have been fortunate in some special way, but because even in the midst of the difficulties and injustices of life, we live in astonishment that we are here. We live in astonishment that we are here, and praise is an expression of that astonishment. When someone offers us praise, we remember it, don't we? There's nothing like the hop in my daughter's step when she receives a wow note at school. When my wife has done some organizing or cleaning around the house, I know it matters that I notice what she's done and that I express my praise. I know it matters to her because when I do something like that and she notices, it matters to me. It's pretty simple. When I say to my 2-year-old, nice work, after she's stacked blocks into a tower, she bobs her head in acknowledgement, as if to say with pride, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah. Speaking of Claire, our 2-year-old daughter, she is, as one of our neighbors recently told us, the most outgoing of the Stringer family. Every time we walk together down the sidewalks of our street, she invites herself into people's backyards to see if folks are home, offers a generous hi to anyone she meets. She's persistent, too. If you don't answer back, you can be sure she's going to keep at it until you do. Her neighborly reach extends beyond our street, too. She has built simple relationships of greeting with some of the employees of our neighborhood nail salon, check cashing business, and pizza place. It's amazing. I'm learning a lot from how bold she is with her affectionate greetings, with, we might say, her praise, how persistent she is in offering her attention to those around her, how dedicated she is to seeing others and being seen in return, how she celebrates with those she meets, her astonishment that we are here. Of course, she offers this attention because she's come to count on it as a response. She's learned that if she meets others with exuberance, chances are good her exuberance will be returned. Now, I know we're lucky to live in a neighborhood where people do respond with kindness. Not everyone is so lucky. And we can't forget that Claire has her 2-year-old charm working for her. And yet I know that I had lived on our street for 13 years and had never talked so much with some of our neighbors until Claire opened the conversations with her generous and persistent praise. One day, a few weeks back, I followed her into the backyard of a house 9 doors north of us. I'd met one of the owners last year as he was walking his dog, but our paths hadn't crossed since. As is her way, Claire just walked right up to their back deck. Before I could catch up, I heard her offer an exuberant, hi! I turned the corner and I saw that she had sat down on one of their chairs as if she belonged there. Well, we ended up having a lovely visit with the musicians who share the house. They offered Claire a chip. They offered me a beer. All was right with the world. And now we cannot pass by their house, ever, without Claire making a beeline for their back deck to offer and receive her praise that we are here. She's been teaching me that if we engage with exuberance and praise, we will more likely receive exuberance and praise in return. As I thought about today's service, our annual flower service of exuberant sharing and receiving, I wanted to offer you a chance to offer another expression of your own exuberance, your own praise, your own delight and astonishment, perhaps, that we are here. C.S. Lewis wrote, praise not merely expresses, but completes the enjoyment. The delight, he says, is incomplete until it is expressed. The delight is incomplete until it is expressed. So I want to give you a chance to complete the delight that you may be carrying with you this morning, the delight that perhaps you should have shared long ago, the delight that you would have shared were you not so busy or preoccupied with other things. With your order of service, you should have received a thank you note card and an envelope. And if you haven't, you need to raise your hand so we can get you one. And you'll also need something to write with. So if you need a pen or a pencil, you'll want to raise your hand as well. We have ushers who can help. Looks like everybody's got supplies. That's good. Now for the next few minutes, this is going to take the place of our meditation today. I invite you to write a note of praise to someone you admire or you need to thank. It doesn't have to be long. Sometimes the most appreciated words of praise are the most simple. Claire has taught me that. You could write a note of praise to someone who deserves it but rarely receives it. If you're in particular need of praise, you could write a note to yourself. Following today's service, though, your task will be to make sure that the note reaches its destination. Remember, the goal here is to share your delight and to thereby complete it. You can draw pictures, you can write a poem, you can write a letter, whatever you want to do. Let's take some time now to share our praise.